Hey Danielle, it's me. I'm going to try and do this. I've never done this before, so I'm sorry if it's a little wobbly or not. But what you're wanting to do with head swapping is super easy. And so I can show you really quick here. I've taken a head from one of the other photos you sent me and I selected it with the lasso tool. Then all I do is Control C, which is just copy it. Then I'm going to go into your original photo where you want to swap the head. And I'm going to Control V it, which is paste it. You can see it's a little scary floating head here. I go up here to the move tool or whatever they call it. I don't know. I call it the move tool. And you can see how it gets kind of little brackets around it. What I try and do off to the side here is I kind of try and make it the same size as what his head is in the original photo. So I have to put it up a little bit. I also go over here. I change the opacity to about, you can play with this however you want to. I'm going to say probably for this one, I'm going to go to like 70%. And that's just so I can see the original face underneath it when I place it. Scoot his little head over. And this is probably the part that you didn't know about, I'm guessing, because when you see how the little arrow thing right here, this is harder. Oh, I forgot it was a touch screen. That little arrow thing here, when it curves, it means you can skew it in different directions. So I turn it towards the same direction that his head is facing in the original picture, and that makes it able to be edited a little bit easier. I try and find the original face and line up the eyes and the ears as close as I can. You can see when I make that disappear, that's his new head over it. Then once I have it placed where I want to, and if it's not quite where I want to, let me see here, I'm going to take this off again. It's not quite where I want to scoot the eyes over a little bit. I'm going to use my arrow keys for a little bit more precision with the placement of his face. You can just use your up and down arrow keys if the cursor is a little too jumbly for you. Let me see where he's at once I make it. And that's a little bit better, like that. And I can probably make his face just a tad smaller, so it's a little bit more in proportion with everything else. Then I go back here, I up the opacity so it covers everything, and you can see we're almost there. So then for the last touch, what I do is I hit the magnifying glass in Photoshop, I go in close, and you can see that there's some iffy stuff here. So what I do here, and I actually took the face from the wrong photo, the one that I sent you is his face where it's a little bit clear, but this will work fine for the demonstration. You go in here, you hit the eraser button here, you go in here, and I just go around the collar and I erase from the old picture a little bit. This is harder to do on my phone. So things line up just a little bit better and it looks a little bit cleaner. And you can go in there and erase, like, there's not much more I would mess around with this, but if you've got some weird hairs or whatever from the previous from the pasted on picture, you can take those off. But then you go back here, minimize it. Oh, I'm getting too big. Go smaller, little guy. And then there's your final picture. And that's it. So all you have to remember is the move thingy to change the direction of his head. Just remember to get that curve thing up in the corner, and you can skew it in different directions, and then you can mess with your opacity and stuff to get the placement of his eyes and ears where you want it so it looks more real to the original picture. And I think that's it. Hope that helps a bit. And just send me any questions if you have any. Have a good holiday, sweetheart. Bye.